Aloha and welcome back to Yama Studios. My name is Hannah Maruyama. I am a scalp micropigmentation practitioner here at Yama Studios, which is a paramedical tattoo clinic based in Honolulu, Hawaii. Today, I'm going to answer one of the most frequently asked local questions about scalp micropigmentation, and that is, how long does scalp micropigmentation last in Hawaii? Like any tattoo, scalp micropigmentation is most faded by UV exposure. So that's going to be tanning and even just regular direct sun exposure. So the average amount of time that SMP lasts tends to be about 8 to 10 years. Now, this is an average, and it's also mostly based on folks who live on the mainland or in other countries where they tend to have winter seasons, or at least fall, where they're covered up for more of the time or stay indoors more of the time. If you think about it, that does extend the life of a cosmetic procedure like a tattoo. So traditional tattoos last forever. With SMP, the application method and the pigment are different. So if you think about it, these replications are very small. These hair follicle replications that we're implanting are tiny. And so they do fade over time, unlike a traditional tattoo. That said, they do last a very long time. And living in a place that's very sunny, where you're very active and more likely to be out and exposed to the sun, is going to shave a few years off of how long it lasts on average. Whereas on the mainland, you may see that folks have SMP that lasts for 5 to 10 years. Here in Hawaii, I see folks need to have touch-ups more around the 5 to 7 year mark because they're just exposure to sun. Even if you don't realize it, walking to your car from the office, walking on break to get plate lunch, you're going to expose your scalp to the sun. And even if you don't realize it, it is happening and it is fading your SMP a little bit faster. Now, this varies based on person, occupation, and age, so this is really not a hard and fast rule, just a general estimation. You don't want to let preserving your scalp micropigmentation completely take over your life, because the whole point of scalp micropigmentation is to eliminate concern. So you don't want to avoid the sun like the plague when you're living in Hawaii, and also that's impossible to do because it's sunny here all the time. So what you can do is just be a little more cognizant of applying a daily moisturizer that has some SPF. And when you do that, it will negate the effects of fading that's more common to folks who live in Hawaii and other sunny places. Because we get more sunny days, your SMP is going to fade faster if you're frequently out in the sun. So if you think about traditional tattoo and how it ages versus how scalp micropigmentation ages, the major differences are going to be how small the actual tattoos themselves are. The hair follicle replications are really tiny. The pigment is different, and it also goes into a different layer of the skin. All of these contribute to the reason why SMP fades a little bit faster than a traditional tattoo. These differences are actually a good thing because you do want to be able to tweak your SMP over time if desired, or just have the option to redesign or let it fade if you so desire. These are all advantages as opposed to disadvantages of SMP. And also, the technique really is a major part of this when these tattoos are done. So essentially, you're going to be getting thousands of tiny tattoos, and they are just much smaller and much more delicate than a traditional tattoo and much closer to the surface. So over time, that's the reason why the sun is going to fade them much faster than a traditional tattoo. But as I said, this is really a good thing because it leaves you room to change your style or refresh it as desired. There are two really good ways to combat SMP fade. The first one is preventative maintenance. Preventative maintenance are little habits that you can easily incorporate into your life that most often are good for you to do outside of SMP as well, because they're good for the health of your skin and other aging. Those are going to be when you moisturize your scalp, just add something that has a little bit of SPF in it, some sort of daily moisturizer with sunscreen in it, and then also to wear a hat more frequently when you're out and exposed to the sun. This is going to be good not just for your scalp, but also for your face as well. And the second one is actually touch-ups, and this would be reactive maintenance basically. So as SMP fades over time, you can go in and decide to have it darkened up or have areas that fade a little bit more be touched up as well. This is really optional, and how often you come in for touch-ups depends on how you like your SMP. So there are some people who go the entire length of time with no touch-up. If you like your look really bold, or there is something you want to fix or adjust with your SMP, you can go in as often as you like. These appointments cost much less than your initial appointments. Because your SMP will already be complete, you have a really good foundation and frame to touch up. So when you go in for a touch-up, it's going to be much faster and much less expensive if you go back to the same practitioner in order to have a touch-up or refresher appointment, as some people call them. They're really easy, and it's not something you have to do with any regularity. You can just do it whenever you need to or want to. So there's no hard and fast rule about how often you need to maintain it. The goal is for you actually not to have to come back. But if you do, it's completely up to you, and you can use it to make your SMP a little bit bolder or change the style slightly if you'd like. That said, it's not really something to worry about. Touch-ups are easy to come by and very quick, so it's easy to maintain over time, and definitely still worth choosing over a hair transplant or other options because it's still lower maintenance and longer lasting than those. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video about how long your scalp micropigmentation will last in Hawaii. I really like doing these videos because I do spend a lot of time with clients that are from Hawaii, and this is my home and this is where I practice my craft. So it's really fun to do these and answer these questions that are specific to our islands. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you got a lot out of this video, that's great. Go ahead and thumbs up and subscribe to see more of these videos. If you have any questions or feedback, drop that in the comments below and I will go ahead and answer those. If you want to get in contact with me or you have questions you want to ask me personally, go ahead and you can see all my contact info below. You can contact me on Facebook, on Instagram. I also have an email address at our website below, which is yamastudios.co. There's also a ton of great resources on there if you want to learn more about what we do here at Yama Studios. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope that this really answered your questions, and I'm excited to see you folks in the next video. Aloha.